What do you think is going on with Marjorie Taylor Greene? We've talked. We have said her name in this first hour and a half. I will work on that. In the last hour and a half, we have talked about her a lot, and we've seen her over and over again kind of talk very differently than she usually does. And she always adds the caveat, I'm not mad at the president, I'm mad at X, Y, and Z, usually Johnson, who she's always kind of had a beef with, or Thune. What do you think is happening when you have Marjorie Taylor Greene, Thomas Massey, Lauren Boebert, Nancy Mace as a part of a strange bedfellows with Democrats on different types of issues? What does that tell you about what's happening on the far right flank? Have they gone so far right they're like on the left? Like how does that work? What's shaking? What's going on here?
You have to go issue by issue to understand what's going on. With the Epstein files, we're talking about a group of Republicans who actually take sexual violence seriously. You saw Secretary Hegseth, he got up at the Department of Defense and he basically said, oh, you forget about that whole sexual harassment thing. And he's obviously had some problems of his own. He's basically saying, wink, wink, it's back to the good old days, boys. These are members of Congress, like Nancy Mace, who has written about having been raped at the Citadel. But all of them are people who've talked about sexual violence and sexual harassment as a serious problem. And so I got to hand it to them. They're taking it seriously. They're not saying, well, the whole Epstein file was political during the campaign. We would just say that we wanted to release the file, and now we're going to get beyond that. So I respect them for, at least up until this point, standing up to a huge pressure campaign coming from the White House to get them to defect from the bipartisan majority of Congress that is demanding that we extricate the Epstein file legislation and get it out so we can open up the whole Epstein file. But I think that might be like the gateway issue for them. I liken it to a religious cultist who wakes up on the basement floor and they're listening to tapes of the leader and just saying, you know what, maybe our Messiah is a false prophet. And if I can question on this thing, maybe I can start questioning on a whole bunch of things, including Medicaid and Affordable Care Act tax credits and so on, instead of just following in line like lemmings.
Drinking a different type of Kool-Aid. Congressman Jamie Raskin, we will see you on March 7th. That's the first Saturday of 2026 in March. Thank you.
It's a date.
Up next.